I'm going to say something that everybody is thinking but doesn't want to say. Hormones, right? It's like when you're young, it's just driving you crazy, to make you make some mistakes, probably make some babies. When you're older and you don't have the same, well, whatever. When most people get older, generally they don't have the same drive or the works to make it work or whatever. But that doesn't take away from the fact that hormones are destroying America. Hormones are destroying everything. Culture is clashing in America. It's like another civil war. It might be cursed because of the Native Americans. I spent the night in, I guess it was like a Native American battle. I guess they battled each other too, right? Like battled each other. You know, people battled each other. So it's sport, right? Games and recreation. What was I just talking about? Oh no, I forgot my train of thought, and I'm recording right now. It's okay. Check out my teeth. Uh, mhm, mhm, mhm. They're going firmer. They were loose. I bit into a fork. Crunch, and my two front teeth are got loose. And if it wasn't for Nancy giving me like the special products for my mouth, and then I'm like, let's go probiotic, right? Why not? Nancy hooked me up with this thing. I feel like I'm in a rock band now today. I've been wearing this thing like I'm the Karate Kid or something, or like I'm in one of those '80s. This seems so '80s, and like what I'm wearing right here, like I'm in a martial arts movie or something. And I saw some friends last night. It was really trippy. Like there's just a group of remarkable individuals, kind of like all up in one spot, and then I joined in, and then I had some fun things to say in regards to what happened there. I was like, you know what? We could make a really cool video game, like four-player, uh, four characters, or maybe even more than four, and we play each other, like outcasts. I'm like, oh my god, like instead of like joining a gang, making like we're gonna be gang members or something, or just being completely, just alone in the world with nowhere you can get to yet for some reason. So I just had some really fun ideas. I can't even tell you the ideas. That's how good they are. I need to learn how to pitch this stuff, because if I can pitch these ideas, I know this could make for some amazing stuff. I think that a lot of the media these days is, ever since the freaking Film Actors Guild, FAG for short, got into stuff after Team America, World Police. I am Alec Baldwin. I represent the Film Actors Guild. And we are getting into politics. And then Cartman said in South Park, the South Park dudes really know how to write. They write. Oh man, it's like I know that The Simpsons has so many, mountains of truth. I said the radioactive family. No, the atomic family. He works at a nuclear power plant. Nuclear family, right? Lives in a nuclear power plant. He works there in the small town of Springfield. Whatever. So I'm just trying to say, like, I enjoy Matt Stone and Trey Parker very much. I was talking about the last bastion of freedom was literally a toilet. And then in the episode, Cartman was trying to just get his own toilet, get his own private toilet, because he started to identify as a girl, and it was gross, and he's scaring all the girls, so he had his own toilet. Right? It's like the very beginning of the episode, he's like eating chips or something. He's like, the toilet's like last bastion of human freedom, bro. Man, just like, ugh. I'm way more into this stuff than a lot of people are. But comedy is comedy, I like that South Park has been able to do the kind of comedy where everybody gets roasted. There is an epicenter of cool and dignity and showmanship inside of this, though. This is like telling, but it's also subplots, so they have plots within plots, and then they did a musical, Cannibal, the musical, I think, yeah. I tried to watch it, but since Orgasmo, like, I'm just way more into Orgasmo. Orgasmo was supposed to be their big, phenomenal hit, right? Like, it was totally Ron Jeremy doing Kung Fu. I mean, he was a Kung Fu master, so as well as a porn star, which is not, who doesn't know who Ron Jeremy is? He's like, he looked like Mario or something, like, he looked, Mario, it's me, Mario. So yeah, I never had such a gap in my teeth before. Man, it's been healing. But it's not healing right. Like, I don't have to get, like, braces or something. Like, it's not the same, I seem to have a gap in my tooth. Is this charming? Can we start a poll? Can we do a poll? Charming, not charming? Wow. Hold on a second. Wow. Wow. They're priests wearing robes? Wow, it's cool. Like, inconsiderate to film people. And when I tried to film them, there was like this there was no way that this camera was going. This is a state of the art phone, But yeah, just like you got three people in holy robes, and the camera wasn't allowed to see that for some reason. It was shielded or something. And I think the guy, I think it was Catholic. I think he was had the rosary in his hand, the cross in his hand, and the big rosary. Like not just normal kind of nuns or whatever. A lot of nuns are very unassuming. If you get that kind of power and treatment. Wow. So yeah, it's just they're wearing their robes. They go to the restaurant. So how's everybody doing out here? I mean, I'm out here. I've been out here more than once. I was from Alhambra for like 12 years. So I was 12 because of the 88 earthquake. I think it's 88 earthquake that happened in LA. It was such a big deal. It scared the managers. They left to Las Vegas, and my mom and I had to go somewhere after that. And we really, were fond of the place and everything. It was a duplex, and my mom asked me, like, "What do you think we should move to, mijo?" And I was like, we went to Hamburger Hamlet in Pasadena. It's like in that same area of like the whole Beverly Hills Ninja movie. That's all just like right there. And we got an apartment, Oakland, Cordova. And it's near the Pasadena Unified School District. I haven't been to Pasadena I haven't visited my Pasadena for like 20 something years, right? So it's 12 years in Pasadena from there. My whole teenage life, right? 13 till I was 24, and then I decided I wanted to become a poet. So I became a poet over the course of 25 years. I'm the guy who does the stuff that I write. I know we can always like perfect the art. I have a lot of when it comes to the arts and manners like this, like you may look at me and think like this guy's not right. But then you start talking about the arts, and all of a sudden a highly uh, visual. What's it called? Oh my god, I had it on the tip of my tongue for so darn long. I just forgot. No, I'm very, like I'm a simpleton. But then we start talking about the arts and all the different skill sets inside of them and like being an artist and stuff like that. I used to use this phrase all the time. What was it? I'm low, but then I become. What's that word? Gosh. I was like hanging off of it and messed it up. Sorry everybody. I'm not actually freestyling a poem. I'm just talking to the camera. This is not a poetry reading. I am freestyling what I'm saying. What is it? When somebody is adept at something, and you can have adept flow of thought between the minds, not just tribal bullshit, but like facts that are, everybody, when you see something that really looks cool, you love it. It draws you, it attracts you. Like, you like the sleek, or that new flow, that new look, you love it. I know, I love it too. Like, I'm serious. That's why I love Nancy so much, because when I get to see her, I get to see her, and she treats me like a king. Hi, Nancy. Oh, she treats me like a king. So there's nothing wrong. I'm all looking behind my shoulder. I'm like, hmm. I'm like, It's not a bad life. I've made so many new friends. I haven't been in San Diego for a few months in a row. So it seems like I'm kind of cycling over to the Orange County. And I don't know, I'm originally from Alhambra, Pasadena. That's LA County. Pasadena, Alhambra's cool. Pasadena's cooler. And it's right at the foothills before Altadena and the Sierra Madre Mountains, I believe. Not sure. Um, just north, mountains. The whole area is mountains, so just this big wall. And I've gone hiking through these things, and I've seen things. I'm almost 50, so I saw a lot of things, and I've seen things, so like things you're not supposed to see. um, Magic is in the air. There was a creepy crawler, like a total coward, a coward in the sun, but I felt a malicious vibe, like, and I swear I saw something. It was just seemed to be like white skin, like the rake, hiding in the daylight, in the shadows around the rocks. The rake has that light skin, and where we were, there was rocks that were the same color, and I could swear it felt like kind of like it was Gollum or a rake. And then another time I just went and I went out the way and saw something I wasn't supposed to see again. This is all from Millard Campground. I haven't been to Millard in forever, but it was like, did the trip. You can camp there. It's in Altadena. Then you go up in the mountains, but like I knew there was like weirdos in the mountains doing stuff, probably wearing robes of a different color. And but anyway, I did see things. I don't think anybody's supposed to see this stuff, and I just have really good eyesight because I'm an artist. I always try to protect my eyes because I'm a house painter as well. So I painted Mike's house. Um, so um, So I saw like a field of like white rocks and different colored rocks. And I went like this, and I went like this. I opened up the bush, like the trees branches were like set like this, like a sorry, hold on, like set like this, and I went. Whoosh. I parted the bushes, and on the ground I saw what appeared to be a very well articulated kind of neighborhood. Like the tiniest flowers, those were like, I could see they all had the same kind of build around them. And the build was these little rocks. And they were all in circles, perfect circles. And all the rocks, if you looked at them, if you were like a much smaller person, this is like gorgeous, I mean, I know. I was there. And then and then I saw the path. It was so cool. It was like this. It was windy and twisty, and it led to a little house, like a little kind of rock house, like where there's definitely an entrance in there. Kind of looks like, I don't know. It was so vivid, and it wasn't a dream. I totally saw it, and so when I'm talking about the windy walkway, it was very intricate. Very good. It was like the stuff you think of when you read Tolkien. It was like that. So, but it was like, remember Willow? Brownies. This is like brownies or they're little people. Like there's the Littles cartoon show from when I was a kid in the 80s, 90s. The Littles. Then there's Arrietty, I believe, which I haven't really. It's just like the same story, the people under the stairs, but it's a Studio Ghibli, so of course you have to watch it. I love anime a lot. Anyway, what was I saying? So as it was twisting and winding, there was tree placement all along, just like a really nice property that you could sketch or something, but it was right in front of me, and it was just a tiny size. So I don't think I was supposed to see that. Speaking of things I can't see, I saw something yesterday, and you might think I'm crazy, but I'm not. So I was just right here in the back of the car like this, just kind of camping out, right? And one of those Tesla, the big Tesla tank looking cars, and of course this was like the silver or chrome or whatever the fuck color it is, like metal, shiny metal color. He's like pulling in and parking right here. And not here, but in general, he was parking right next to this car that I'm in. And for no reason at all, I had this inclination. I'm like, hey, I want to get this guy's attention. He had kind of a Grecian face. He looked kind of Greek. Kind of square jaw. Kind of like a Clark Kent or something, but Grecian. So high cheekbones, but square jaw, kind of like Grecian. Or no, Grecian or what am I saying? Yeah, Grecian. Or, I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't want to get too mixed up with that. Where was I? Somebody help me. I wish I was live right now. Somebody help me. No, so he seemed to have a Grecian face, but he had like sunglasses. Like, he was wearing glasses. Like, they weren't sunglasses, but they were just like kind of like Clark Kent looking. I just had this idea when I looked at him, like his glasses are like false. Like he's something underneath the glasses, right? But I wasn't tripping or anything, and I said, "Hey, hello, hey, your Tesla car? It looks like every car that every kid drew in school when we were little." And he was like, "Oh, thanks, I guess." But then when he did that, he looked at me. Fucking, you see how mine's uh iris is round? His were not. They were fucking. They were like snake, like pew, pew, with yellow and green. And I think I'm aware kind of that because it had a shine to it, a glow to it that it's like no, I can see it. So I told him your car looks like every child's drawing. It's kind of like a sick burn, right? But I don't know what gave me the inclination. And then when he like looked at me, he was like, "Okay, whatever." But like he had slits in his eyes like fucking Sauron from Lord of the Rings. But it was like white and orange to yellow. It's like white yellow, bright. You know what's going on here. So I asked him immediately, "Hey, what color are your eyes?" And he said, "Brown." And I said, "I don't think so." And then he drove away. And draconian, perhaps. Perhaps draconian. Felt that way. I guess the mental thing that they do, where sometimes you can see it and sometimes it slips, and then you get to see things you're not supposed to see. And I guess that's what I've been talking about for the past few minutes. I've seen things I'm not supposed to see. Yeah, and that one was just yesterday. So that would be the 11th of August, 2025. I saw something else too. Like how there's like right there in Millard, there's like these, it's like the path, but then it's like it's at an angle, and then it leads to ivy, and the ivy grows really tall. So within the ivy, one time I took a look inside because I saw something flicker, and it was a flickering thing that was. The more I looked at it, the more entrancing it was. It was doing like a Russian friggin' ballet inside the ivy. And then another one was there. But it was like more of a silver tone. There was a gold tone, or like a shining, morning color tone. More like kind of orangey. And then there was a silvery tone. which was a silver light, but you could still see all the stems from the ivy, because it was growing. So within the ivy, there was ballerina work going on. I'm like watching a show, I swear. But yeah, I've also I was talking about the mountains there. I had seen things like we were camping out. No, we were. Yeah, I think we were either camping or just going for the day and go hiking with some friends. What was I gonna say? Come on, come on, come on. Oh no. um, I have so many stories about Millard. uh, and I haven't been in so long. It's like a whole different life ago. Okay, yeah, we're talking about the mountains. North of Altadena. Everything caught on fire recently. Yeah. My best friend, my old best friend and his wife, also a best friend, well, whatever. And my other friends that I still talk to in Pasadena really suffered from that. But I never heard anything about no JPL. Like, how did JPL fare? Didn't hear nothing about that on the daily news. But if you're from around there, there's Caltech and then there's JPL. So, haven't been there in a long time. What was I saying? Oh, the mountains. Oh, yeah. Because if you go over one of the mountains on one of the trails, you can see there's this whole just tons of nothing but nature in there. And it is like there's a John Muir School in Pasadena, Altadena / Altadena. John Muir, and John Muir was an explorer, right? So he trekked in those mountains, and he said those were the most treacherous terrain he'd ever seen in his life. And it's true. Like, I looked over the edge one time when I was about to fall from not having any handholds. I was walking on the wrong trail. Got lost. I thought I could cut the mustard, right? Tried to make my own trail, and then saw a trail, followed that trail. Basically I was trying to cut time off, but what I really did was I got lost, right? And there's no river to show me which direction is, gravity, or which direction things are in. So, what was I saying? Shoot. I wish somebody was with me to help me. I need a co-host. Somebody be my co-host, please. Okay, yeah. So I was on an animal trail. I was on an animal trail, and then it led to. I was trying to get an easy way to cut through, but you can't. So there was a section where it was like Prince of Persia. Like, it was like there's ground over here, but you have to scale this rock, and when you look down, it's just jagged friggin' stone, just jagged uphill stones everywhere. Just certain death. everywhere. That's I have so many memories of Millard. Uh, things I shouldn't know, but I've lived through them. There was an angel that touched me that day. There was, yes, there was. Because when I was on the handholds, like it just been, it's always moist over there. Moist. I know a lot of people love that word, moist. It's moist, morning dew and whatnot, morning wood, morning dew. You get the gist, but whatever. So my handholds were not gripping. I'm like, and they just crumble. There's no way I can, and it was, there's no way I could, everything I grabbed, footholds, handholds, crumbled like. And I was like stuck. I was stranded in between, the a animal trail that I took that I shouldn't have taken, and I was touched by an angel because I couldn't have any handholds. My feet were giving, my hands were giving, and I went like this, like I could feel my gravity kind of about to fall off. And this is very dangerous. I wouldn't suggest anybody ever try this shit because I needed a freaking angel to save me. So I was about to, not through lack of my will, but just I kept trying to distribute my weight properly. But it just felt like I was about to lose it, and then like I got a boost back, and then all the handholds worked. It felt like a touch from an angel from behind me. Like I was about to I was about to fall. Something touched me and moved me, and then all of a sudden all the handholds, all the footholds worked, and I made it to the other side. And man, it doesn't pay to get lost trying to be impressive, especially when you can't see any water. Especially if you don't know which direction's which, because California is such a weird, interesting place. So let me see if I can get a few likes out of you guys, some subscriptions to the Dude Reviews channel where I just kind of forget what I'm saying while I'm talking about stuff. But also always down with my people because I am who I am. I wish I could just say wear that moniker. I'm genuine. I'm a genuine person. Win or lose, pass or fail. You put the wind in my sails. Sales, SAIL. Buy my products. Sales. You put the wind in my sails. So, I just came up on some old songs that I was written. And I don't know. I'm used to delivering kind of like a poet, so it's weird to sing it. And it's like, I know like Jim Morrison died in the 27 Club. I didn't even start writing poetry until I was 24. When I moved to San Diego and, 2000. Early 2000. Very early 2000. Then I decided I wanted to be a poet and I wanted to be an artist, so I did art shows. I'm going to post new art. I have to practice. I have to rehearse. I have to just draw. Just shut the fuck up and draw. Sorry. I just have to shut up and draw. But I have my limits. I know I'm good, but it's like, now it's like I think I'm good because I know I'm good, but I'm out of practice. So I think I could get good. Oh my gosh. My this nipple's definitely getting hard. I think I was like, right? Why is that? I think it's because I'm talking about art. Love talking about art. Art's a big love of mine. Like fashion and art are very, very like individualistic things that I would prefer, that I want, are the love of fashion and the love of design and art. I was just given this yesterday. I don't even know what this is. It was like Nancy just put it on me. I was wearing it upside down, but I think looks. Oh, there it is. Look, check it. There you are. This guy came in yesterday. Oh, oh, he's trying to get out. I'm gonna open up the back. Open up the back. He'll be happy to get out of here. I smoke too much.